So I got some Sylvania Activa 172s. These are very interesting fluorescent tubes. They are only 2300 lumen, which is pretty bad for a tube that is a 36 watt. Even a super cheap 36 watt usually has over 3000 lumens. But these only have 2300. However, there's a reason why these tubes are a bit less efficient than normal ones. It is because these have a color rendering index of 98. That is better than most modern LED lamps. Also, it's interesting how it says 43 kilowatt hours per 1000 hours. That's not correct at all. Here is the correct number, 36 kilowatts hours per 1000 hours. Very interesting. Someone did a typo, but anyways, these are Sylvania Activa 172. As you can see, they have a really high mercury content compared to normal tubes. Normally they only have about 3 milligrams or micrograms or whatever that is. But yeah, it's an ordinary 1200 millimeter fluorescent tube. Fit into ordinary old fixtures. These are my beautiful old Glamox fixtures. Very nice quality. So I stuck them in there, and yeah, it feels so weird because these tubes are 6500 Kelvin, which is pure white or daylight as they call it. These tubes are designed to give the best color rendering possible. And it shows because when you look at things in here, the colors are extremely sharp compared to what I'm used to seeing. And yeah, it's plenty bright, even though these are pretty bad in terms of lumen output compared to normal tubes. These are very low lumen output, but it's still more than bright enough in here. And yeah, everything is just, it's a special feeling to see everything under this light. Like, all the colors and everything are super sharp. I have a green shirt today and it is very green appearing to me here in person. I know this camera is gonna distort it a little bit, but here's red. Very red. Yeah, these tubes are specialty tubes in several ways. Mainly their extremely high color rendering index. These are probably the best color rendering index fluorescent tube in the whole world. And the way they achieve that is by using some sort of multi-phosphor coating. That is why they don't have very high lumen output, because a lot of the light produced by the arc discharge gets lost in the phosphor. So these are not very efficient, these particular tubes. You know, these here, for example, these Polylux XLs that I had in here previously that I took out because I wanted to test these new ones. Those are 3350 lumens, and these are only 2300 lumens. So yeah, these are very weird tubes. Uh, but yeah, they're designed to give perfect color rendering, and they do. They're designed to be used in art spaces and stuff like that. Really, really, really interesting. And yeah, it's a very weird feeling to be under light that has no warmth to it and also no coldness to it. It's just pure light, like if you were standing outside on an overcast day. And that's the whole point of these tubes, is that they should not distort the light. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a very, very special feeling. You know, if you aren't, I can tell you that I'm not used to this, and it feels kind of almost spooky in a way. Like it's bright, but there's no color to the light at all. Another cool feature that these tubes have is they give out a bit more UVA and UVB than normal fluorescent tubes. So these actually help prevent something called winter depression, or the technical term is SAD, seasonal affective disorder, which I can tell you very much that I have. So it'll be very interesting to see if if these lamps will actually cheer me up in the winter. Right now it's summer and I get plenty of sun exposure, so right now they probably don't make any difference to me personally, but I I bet you in the winter these things might actually cheer me up quite a bit. Going out here, turning them on, and you know, they give out the right colors to help with winter depression. And our bodies actually absorb the UVA that these produce. It's a very tiny amount. It's not like tanning tubes, which are designed to only give out that sort of light. These are general purpose, high color rendering. So these lamps, they're not going to like tan your skin or anything like that. But yeah, but yeah, they all work very nicely. Brand new. This one here, it's hard to see on the camera, but it is whiter towards this end and more warm white towards that end. So that one probably has a tiny bit of mercury migration or something like that. I think it will even out with time though, at least I hope so. Yeah, it is noticeably, the camera is not gonna pick it up, but that one is noticeably more warm white than that one. Very interesting. And also that one is the same, so very interesting. And here over the bench I've got an ordinary 840 fluorescent tube. Just turn that one on. Aura quick strike and everything. That one is warm white in comparison to those. Yeah, very interesting. And of course, I've got Aura Quick Strike in all of these. So let's turn them on here. Instant on, basically. It's incredible. I love those starters. They actually preserve the life of tubes like crazy. That's another thing about these tubes. These do not have a very long lifespan, believe it or not. They are only rated for, I think, 17,000 hours or something like that. So these are not very long life. And that is because of their phosphor coating, that special phosphor coating that these have to give this high CRI. It wears out pretty quickly, and the tubes start also failing as a result of that. So yeah, it's very interesting. These tubes are very interesting. These normal tubes, you know, it is not hard to get 50,000 hours plus out of these, but these are only rated for 17,000. So it's very, very low lifespan on these tubes. But in my application here, they're gonna live for as long as I want them to, basically. But yeah, it's very, very weird feeling. And yeah, it is noticeably less bright compared to normal tubes. These are much more inefficient when it comes to wattage versus light output. However, the light quality is unbeatable. Like this is the best light quality you can have, basically. Not very efficient, but yeah, it's really, really good, actually. Yeah, it's a weird feeling, I can tell you that. Very weird feeling. I love it though. And yeah, I'm gonna run these for a while and see how I like them. And if I don't like them, I'll go back to normal tubes. But yeah, these are interesting because another thing, their name Activa 172, they are actually, if you remove that and think of them as the normal number, these are 965, and normally it's 865 or something like that. These here, for example, they're 840, which is cold white, and the 8 means that these are 80 to 90 CRI, 80 to 90 color rendering, and these, because they're 965, are 90 to 100. But yeah, it doesn't say that on the package, they just have their 172 designation. But yeah, bunch of empty boxes to throw away now. And also another thing about these tubes, they are extremely expensive compared to normal tubes that cost like €3 a piece, probably less. These cost 17 euros a piece, so these are bloody expensive. But I had to have some of these because this light quality is absolutely unbeatable. It is actually incredible. It's a small step from these tubes, really, because these are 80 to 90. These are basically 100. But I do actually notice a difference. It's quite noticeable, actually. Look at this here, for example. This thing almost pops. Yeah, this looks extremely sharp and good. The green there, the way it blends with the black, it almost looks like I'm looking at a computer monitor right now. That is how bloody good the color is with these tubes. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how good the colors are. Just it looks like I'm looking into a bloody computer monitor. It's amazing. I'm absolutely impressed.